I waited 5 long years for this greatest game ever made? As holy shit, it was worth the goddamn wait. This, by far, hands down, one of the greatest games I have ever played. For the longest time, you say Elden Ring in the same sentence, nothing. It was the equivalent of shitting in public. You are shunned upon. This game was memed so much that it got its own channel dedicated to one man posting every day until there was news about Elden Ring. He would post 20-second videos just to say there is no new news on Elden Ring.
Today is June 15th, 2020. This is Mordecai, host of the updates, bringing you your daily Elden Ring update. There is no news about Elden Ring today. And that has been your daily Elden Ring update for June 15th, 2020.
Was a hero. I just couldn't see it. He was a thief!
But when this game released, Game of the Year. Game of the Year contender right here. On Steam alone, this game had a max at one time of 952,000 people playing it. That is actually insane, and it is still maintaining hundreds of thousands of players. It is absolutely mind-boggling. As people, friends of mine who have never played a Soulsborne game, have started playing this. It is amazing of what FromSoft has actually accomplished. It's almost like if you release a game that's good and broken and doesn't do things that fans don't want, it will be successful. Who would have thunk? But anyway, let's talk about the game. The game. Ooh. The game. Ooh. When anyone hears open world RPG, most likely your reaction is to find the closest 4-story building, climb up there, and jump out the window in Superman style as you hit the pavement. But what if I told you that this is actually a good open world RPG? In every RPG that has released to date, there's always been that one area that is just super high level enemies that you can't do anything about because you can't do any damage to them and you can't kill them. This game has that, but it's a lot more accessible. You can go literally anywhere the fuck you want in this game. You could go to the hardest area if you feel like. It's completely up to you. And believe me, people do it, and they somehow beat the game. You can go from the start of the area all the way up to the top. And people will do this to beat it in like under 20 minutes. It is actually insane, as you can just dodge everything, because dodging means you're invulnerable, and invulnerability means you're the greatest ever. As long as you can time it, though. And the HUD. A lot of people say the UX is not the greatest, but I very much like HUD. It's clean, it's simple, it's everything I need to know. As fucking every RPG is like, here's ammo, here's 30,000 quests that you gotta do. Here's the mini-map, a compass, here's the ammo, your mana. I don't need any of that. All I need is health, my mana, stamina, and that's about it. That's all I need to know. And spells and my usables. That's all I need to know. If I know that, I will be perfectly fine. All I need to know is if I'm dead. It was incredibly funny as well when Ubisoft developers started getting so butthurt because people liked the game and they're like, The UX is bad. Why is everyone liking the game? It was so funny. I don't need to go into a boss fight and know the square fucking root of my dad's nuts. I just need to go in there and see what's up. I don't need this unnecessary bullshit as well. Story. It's not as integral as it is in any other RPG. There's no character that is completely unskippable and will be, so, I hear you're the new guy. You're trying to become the Elden Lord. Well, let me tell you how my wife and kids have left me. It's gonna take about 20 to 30 minutes, so be prepared for the longest and unskippable conversation. There are people like that, people that explain, but here's the great thing. You can completely ignore them, or outright just kill them. It is completely up to you.
Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless. Without guidance.
Quest. You have one. Get to the big tree. That's it. That is your only quest. Everything else is completely optional. And I do recommend you go and do all these optional quests, as they're all very good. And you can get some quite neat bonuses for doing them. But you don't have to. They're completely optional. And that's what makes it good. I don't want to have to do some tedious fetch quest for some old fuck, so I have to get him $2,000 worth of old fucking gin. Unless I don't want to spoil the game for anyone. So literally, this entire gameplay is just going to be of Limgrave, this starting area, as every first playthrough of Soulsborne game is always the best. It's the idea of never knowing what you're going to run into. It leaves it up to the player's imagination, and I absolutely love it. This game brings in literally everything that was good from the old games. It's very similar to Dark Souls 3, so if you play that, you kind of know what you're getting into. But then again, it brings in a lot of the good stuff from the old games, let me tell you. It's got the interconnectedness, Dark Souls 1, the amazing power stances of Dark Souls 2, the combat of Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, and the stealth and jumping mechanics from Sekiro. This is the ultimate game ever made, alright? There are so many things that you could do in a build. It is absolutely legendary. You can be a dual wielder. You can be a sorcerer. You can be a man with a giant fucking hammer or sword or whatever you can do. This game gives you so many possibilities, leaving it up for the player to decide what they want to do, having this immense amount of replayability. And the bosses. Oh, the bosses. These guys can get fucking insane. I don't want to spoil it because there's so many cool bosses in this game. A lot of them, they're bitch, all right? They are an absolute challenge, but they are fucking amazing. You start playing a boss and you're like, God damn, that was a good ass boss. They can't top that one though. That was a good boss. They do though. They always do. Somehow they do. The bosses are definitely some of the best in the entire series of Soulsborne. And by far, this beats Dark Souls 2 for the most bosses ever. There's too many. There's too many bosses. I have beat this game only 2 times now. I mean, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but there's still things I want to try, which is good. A game should have this sense of replayability of what you want to see. There are still things I haven't seen. I'm pretty sure there's a whole ass other area that I haven't seen in this entire game, and I still need to. And there's still many different builds that I still need to try. This game has just too much. It is absolutely humongous, and that goes for the map as well. The map is humongous. It is big Yoshi-mongous. That is how big we're talking. And with the map being absolutely humongous, it's not completely bloated with content. There's areas and bosses scattered around, so it feels like you're always going in the right direction. It does things from Zelda, where it always sprouts around these shrines. And that's why I like it, and that's why I think it's good, because all this game is like Zelda Master Mode, but it doesn't make you want to kill yourself as much as Zelda Master Mode does. Specifically Breath of the Wild, that's what I'm talking about. I hate that mode is an absolute fucking travesty. There's so much about this game that I would love to talk about, but I don't want to spoil it. It is too much fun, and you just gotta play it for yourself. Anyone who's watching this, go find $60 any means necessary and buy this fucking game. It is the best.
A lonely electron with nothing to do. Pairs up with a neutron for a cocktail or two. Atomic kisses survived by a few. They had a nuclear blast. Said the electron to the neutron, you sure could.